Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one was suggested to me by a subscriber. I'll put credit to them in the description. And I appreciate all suggestions on good videos about Spain or just about any other country. Or just about any other topic, quite frankly. If you think it interests me and interests my subscribers, then let me know. I appreciate it. We just hit our 1,000 subscriber mark. Guys, can't thank you enough. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out. We just hit 1,000. I think we're around 1,068 right now, which is just amazing. Channel's less than a year old. And I just can't thank you guys enough. I learn something every day, even when I don't create a video. I read every single comment, and I just appreciate you, and I want you to know that. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's see what this is about. What's up with these trees? I'm no arborist, but they're not looking real healthy. The trunks are hollowed out. They almost look like crepe myrtles that were not pruned properly. In America, we call that crepe murder. When you just take a chainsaw and you just cut straight across. It's terrible for a crepe myrtle. Let me know what's going on. It's pretty wild.
Hi folks, welcome to Llanes in Spain, and this feels a bit weird because I'm doing this introduction after I've made the video, but that's because I didn't even know this was going to be a video. So let's rewind a few hours to where it all started, just about here.
I'm assuming this gentleman is Scottish? Or maybe Irish? Little family history. I have Irish and Scottish in my blood. And German. Like most Americans, we have European ancestors. What is up with these trees? Let me know what's going on with those. I'm sure somebody knows. Wild looking.
Now, I have never been here before. In fact, it's my first time in the region of Asturias, and it's nice to be here on such a sunny day. Now, what's the first thing that I do when I don't know where I am? Well, if I'm by the sea, I try and find the sea. So let's go and do that right now.
Wow.
Oh, and of course, being on the north coast of Spain, it's all part of El Camino, isn't it? I would love to do...
Okay, what's El Camino? In America, El Camino is a car. It was this crazy half car, half pickup truck. Almost like a Subaru Brat, if you guys had those. But yeah, El Camino, I think it's the Chevrolet. And it was, I'll see if I can put a picture in here. I'm working on my editing, trying to learn a little CapCut. So maybe I can insert a picture of an El Camino. Then you guys can tell me what El Camino actually is. Apparently maybe some kind of hiking trail or something. Let me know.
Do that someday. Hey, this place looks all right, doesn't it? I'm glad we got off the train here.
That's beautiful. I mean, it really is beautiful. How old is that building? You guys know? And when they create new buildings, when they build new buildings, you know, if they have to, demolish something or whatever, do they try to build it where it looks like it's old? Or is it everything just kind of getting normal, modern, cookie cutter? Would somebody build a new building that looked like this? I hope so. I assume that's an apartment building? I mean, I guess it could be a business, but there's no signs, there's no advertising. And it's symmetrical. If you're new to my channel, symmetry and architecture kind of go hand in hand in my world. Beautiful. Nice little palm tree off center. It's a good picture. I would have cut out the building on the left, but it's still a good picture. Actually, well, my left is your right.
And there it is, the Cantabrian Sea, and a nice little beach as well. Up on the hill beyond the beach there appears to be a cool little viewpoint, and of course we will go up there later, but first I've got to get something to eat. I'm absolutely starving.
Blows my mind. 1200. I mean, it just blows my mind. 800 years ago. Wow.
Wow, I'm so proud of myself. An old Spanish lady just asked me for directions, and I was able to give her directions in Spanish. I mean, she was just looking for La Playa. I think most of us know that one. But still, I was able to send her off in the right direction. It's a beautiful, rugged coastline here, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
By the looks of things, this was a very protected old town, and it looks like these cannons are pointing towards us Brits. Okay, so there's a bit of construction work going on, but it still looks like a lovely place, doesn't it? Let's go up here.
All right, in my last video, we talked about graffiti. I've argued with people about graffiti. Some people agree with me. Some people think it's, I don't know. Some people think it's a rite of passage. Some people think it's the right of the people to protest the government. I don't know how writing your name on a wall is any kind of protest, but I think it's disgusting. I said it. As an average middle-aged American who would never live in New York or Chicago or even Los Angeles, I think it's disgusting. Tap, 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 tap. Give me all the negatives. Oh, typical American doesn't understand. No, it's disgusting. It's not your property. You have no right to deface it. I'm sticking with that. That's my stance. I have a very low tolerance for crime. Sorry. Oh, but America has so much more crime. Actually, it varies dramatically state by state. There's an 800% difference in crime rates in America. I didn't know if you knew that or not. We have 50 states and, I don't know, 5 or 6 populated territories. And crime varies dramatically depending on the state. And that is because our states are run independently, like little countries. You got to realize America has 5 or 6 times the population of Spain and 19 times the territory, the land. So our 50 little states are 50 little countries, and then the federal government just kind of covers everything from a national defense standpoint, and a few, programs, interstate commerce, that kind of thing. But each state has their own laws, and they do vary. And so does the crime, so does the environment, the temperature, everything. Cost of living, dramatically different in every state. So yeah, crime is higher on average in America than it is in Spain. But if you eliminated the 10 worst states of crime, we'd probably be very similar, or America might even be better. Just like the homeless thing. People are always talking about American homeless. It's not accurate. It's not even close to accurate. We have less homeless than Canada does. Percentage of population. Our percentage of homeless people in America is 0.15%. And that's 49 states. If you eliminate California, if you include California, it may be 0.2%. You have 1 or 2 states, maybe 3 states that have a homeless problem, and the other 47 don't have a homeless problem. Again, that's local laws, local statutes, local law enforcement, local programs, local taxes, all that stuff is all divided up. Each state is different. And within the states, there's counties, and within the counties, there's cities. So you have a lot of different regulations going on in each area. That's why, people move from one state to another. People are, flooding out of California. They're for the first time in history, California's population is going down and not up. It's because of all the laws. People are not happy in California. I mean, if you're rich and you're isolated, you're okay, but normal people are not happy. They're moving to Texas. Completely different kind of government. If you're living in New York, a lot of people will retire to Florida. Different climate, different taxes, cost of living's less. It's United States is similar to Europe. It's almost the same size as Europe. You guys have around 50 countries. We have around 50 states. So it's very similar in that aspect where you move from one state to another. It's almost like moving to another country, within reason. But yeah, I mean, California is completely different than Texas. Florida is completely different than New York. Hawaii is completely different than Oklahoma. So, but anyway, I hate graffiti. And I don't have graffiti in my city. We have buildings where people have graffiti on the side of their building, but it's a mural that the shop owner either paid the person or allowed the person to do a mural, which, is a lot more artsy than just tagging your name on something or saying F the government or whatever. That's a different story. That happens in the city next to me. I'm in a small town, and that happens in the big city next to me. But you don't just see random graffiti everywhere because I'm in a Republican state. And in my state, they don't play around with crime. You move where you'll be happy. You move where you enjoy the climate, you enjoy the, cost of living, you support the laws that are in that area, in that state. Very similar to moving to another country without all the red tape.
I just can't get over how close the mountains are to the sea. It's just stunning, isn't it? If you can hear a sound in the background, it's all coming from this pipe. I'm not sure what's running along there, but it's going at some pace. It's such a cute little harbour, isn't it? And it's a well-protected harbour because there's just this tiny little gap in the harbour wall for the boats to go in and out. And there appears to be a gate there as well that will swing closed when there's a storm.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. There's some dredging going on here in the harbour. I imagine that's something that just never stops.
Some pretty nice boats. How common is it to own a boat in Spain? I mean, is it only the rich, or can normal people, own a boat? I've got a lot of friends that have boats. I don't have a boat. I was always told that the two happiest days in your life are the day you buy a boat and the day you sell the boat. There's a lot of maintenance, a lot of storage, of costs, that kind of thing. Well, let me know. Do you guys, anybody own a boat in here? Or is that just a rich man's game? Are those mostly foreigners? Or it's a pretty neat little harbor.
There are some cafes, but a lot of them seem to be closed at the moment. Now, I'm not sure if that's because I'm here out of season or if I'm just eating at the wrong time again in Spain.
Other than fancy restaurants, that never happens in America. I mean, a fancy restaurant may not be open for breakfast, or maybe not even lunch. Maybe it's dinner only, but a normal restaurant is usually open from, well, if they serve breakfast, they could be open at 6 o'clock in the morning to midnight. But realistically, a medium quality, medium price restaurant would be open from like 11 a.m. to maybe 10 or 11 p.m. They don't close at all, ever. It's so odd that you have to figure out, the right time to eat. But I get it. You got to adapt to the customs of the country you're in. Oh, here's a funny little tidbit about adapting. I saw somewhere a lady complaining that everybody spoke Spanish in Spain, and that she couldn't believe how many Spanish-speaking people there were in Spain. I'm sure she was American, and I'm not very worldly, but I get it why people would make fun of Americans, because anybody who's stupid enough to go to Spain and not understand that they're speaking Spanish really doesn't deserve to go anywhere outside of their house. The funny part is it's hard to believe that they're successful enough to be able to afford to travel internationally and then be that stupid. But I just thought it was funny. Thought I would share. So you can't tell me that that's art. That's not art. That's disgusting. You have this beautiful little town that they're building and they're renovating and they're dredging and they're doing all this stuff. And they have all this cute little harbor and this beautiful buildings everywhere. And then people go and spray paint all over everything, and that's okay? It's not okay. It's gross. It's disgusting. If it's okay, if you guys think it's okay as a majority, then put up some walls that are dedicated to that. I have magnets on my refrigerator. They're not all over my refrigerator. They're not all over my oven. They're not all over my table, my dining room table, my walls and everything else. There's a little section on my refrigerator for magnets. Too many, it's tacky. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's currently 7-something in the morning, and I've already been up for 3 hours. That may not sound like a big deal to you. It's a big deal to me. I need my sleep, so I'm a little loopy. Sorry. Anyway, if you put 700 magnets in your kitchen, you're going to look like a lunatic. If you put graffiti all over this beautiful area in this little town, it's going to look gross, tacky, disgusting, dirty, cheap. It's criminal. Don't agree with me? Type away. I read every comment. Go ahead, type it. I'll either respond or I won't. And as long as you're not calling me names, I won't even delete it.
Right, I found a wee restaurant just beside the harbour and beside the road and the construction, but that's fine. And I've ordered some calamares. It is only midday, so I'm kind of between breakfast and lunch, but they did have calamares and I just can't turn it down, so we'll have that in just a moment. So there we are, folks, calamares and a wee glass of beer. Can I beat it?
What is that? A squid or something? Or octopus? Yeah, I'm not real adventurous when it comes to food, I'll be honest with you. But I'm assuming that they would have hamburgers. Typical American orders a hamburger in Spain. A steak, I mean, something normal for me. Normal, like, if you don't know this from my other videos, I don't travel well. Even though we're going to be going all over the world eventually. At some point, I don't travel that well stomach-wise. My doctor calls it traveling stomach. Just means that I need kind of plain food, normal food that I'm used to. Calamari ain't it. Octopus, right? Or is it squid? Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's a giant snail coming out of the ocean. It ain't for me. Now, if you just want to make some onion rings, that's fine. Who knows? Maybe my taste will change. I used to not even eat salads. Now I eat them all the time.
That is proper fresh. Well, lunch was just amazing, and that'll keep me going for a while. It might even get me to the top of that hill and to the viewpoint, we'll see. But first, let's have a wee look around town. It's a gorgeous little place, isn't it?
It's charming.
Ah, there's a wee photo of the town. So we arrived somewhere around there, the railway station. We came down to the beach, along the harbour, had lunch about there. It's quite a compact little place, isn't it? This appears to be the little Plaza Mayor, which is just beautiful, but I think what we'll do now is find a little supermarket, get some water, much needed water, and then we'll get back down to the seaside and we'll go to the harbour first, okay?
Pizzeria.
You turn the corner and then it's just absolutely dead. Nobody up here.
Did he just say dead? Deed?
Is that a supermarket? No, I don't think it is. Nice building though. Well, Google Maps tells me this is a supermarket. Where are you taking me? Ah!
Jesus.
Nope, it might be a small town, but I'm lost again. Oh, I think that jump's too big for me, folks.
I was wondering what he was doing.
Turn around, don't be silly. There's certainly a lot of hotels in town. I imagine in summer this place will be absolutely jumping, but I guess with domestic tourism, because it's somewhere I've certainly never heard of before. It's incredible, isn't it? These precious little places, and I've never even heard of it. But it just makes me think I've got to do El Camino de Santiago at some point, haven't I? That'd be some experience. Let me know in the comments below if you've done it. Right, there we go. That'll get me to the end of the pier and up to the top of the hill. I'm kind of on the wrong side of the harbour at the moment, but I just want...
You guys have Powerade and Gatorade? Powerade is a Coca-Cola product and Gatorade is a Pepsi product. Like electrolytes and water. It's interesting. This tiny little town has got American products. American beverages. Let me know if you have Gatorade. I drink a lot of Gatorade. Well, G0, the 0-calorie Gatorade. Surprising. I mean, I assume Coca-Cola is international, but surprised that you have something as niche as Powerade.
I want to walk up here because I'm pretty sure I saw a lighthouse. I'm not sure if it's an operational lighthouse or if it was just someone's house, but we'll soon find out.
You guys eat a lot of pizza? I mean, that's the second or third pizza place I've seen. Is that, do they have like real Italians that come over and open up pizza places? Or is it just kind of like Spain's version of pizza, like America's version of Mexican food? Let me know. I can eat some pizza.
It was so worth coming up here. I mean, look at the view of the harbour. And away off in the distance, we can see the mountains just a bit inland.
Wow.
I can't remember what they're called, but I'll put it at the bottom here. Just out
That's $100,000 boat. Or €100,000 boat. So, I mean, the average Spaniard makes €20,000 a year. I'm assuming these are either very rich people or tourists. Not tourists, but people from other countries. Or is it just a difference in distribution of income? You know, I've noticed that, and we discussed this in one of the other videos, is that Americans spend a lot more on their home, on their living area than they do on entertainment and stuff. Whereas Spanish people seem to spend less money on their home, their living arrangements, and more money on going out, eating out, entertainment, that kind of thing. The other video, they had a €100 lunch. I thought that was expensive, and everyone's like, "That's not expensive." And I go, "Well, your rent's €1,000 a month, and you just spent €100 on lunch. That seems expensive." But it's just ratio, you know. Whereas if we go out and spend $100 or $150 on a really nice meal, that's a lot smaller proportion than it costs for our home. So maybe the same thing applies when it comes to boats, recreational activities. I don't know. Some nice boats, though, for sure.
just down there, we've got that harbour gate I was talking about earlier, and that'll give protection to all these boats.
Wow. I like the street lamps. I like those a lot. Instead of it just being a hot spot, the light reflects off those arches to illuminate an area instead of it just being a, you know, a big light. It's called indirect lighting. It's nice. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen that in America. But that's the way you light up an area. Lighting's a big deal. Lighting makes all the difference. I'd love to see this place at night. Is that bronze? Is that what that is? And who is that? If anybody knows. And what's up with these trees? Are they supposed to look like this, or are they just not pruned properly for 100 years? Or 20 years? I mean, it's odd that they're all the same height and everything, which makes me think that somebody's just been lopping them the wrong way. They're so ugly, they're almost pretty. Very odd.
Okay folks, I've found the lighthouse and I'll show you that in just a moment, but if you're asking me about absolutely perfect places to live...
What's the point of this thing? I got a lot of questions for a place that I don't even know, didn't know existed. Oh look, graffiti, great. Well, what do they do here? I mean, you could, I guess you could throw some canvas over the top and have a little market area or something. What's the deal? Is it just art? It's interesting.
Okay folks, I've found the lighthouse and I'll show you that in just a moment, but if you're asking me about absolutely perfect places to live, look at this.
Wow.
Wow, this stretch of coastline is just absolutely incredible, but this is about as far as I dare to go. But the cliffs along the coast are just getting battered by the sea, and I'm pretty sure that happens on an almost daily basis. Aye, no further than this, Steve. Ugh. That'll do. And there in front of us, the wee lighthouse I came round here to see in the first place. And I'm pretty sure it's part of someone very lucky's private property.
Is that a real lighthouse? Lighthouses in America are like a lot taller. I wonder if that's just kind of a decoration, or did they shorten it, or is the land so flat that this is still a high point? Let me know. Lighthouses in America are like 10, 12, 14, 15 stories high. It's cool though. It's cool how they integrated it into the home.
Right, I'm thinking we've got enough time to go and have a closer look at the other side of the harbour, then we can get up to that viewpoint on the hill, and that'll be us for today. We'll get the wee train back to Santander and be back in time for tea. Look at these old rusty anchors. I used to have a keyring like that. It wasn't quite as big. Whoa! So what do you think about these colourful concrete blocks? Personally, I think they're pretty cool, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Either way, they're a good defence for this harbour.
Very cool.
Ah, here we are back at the beach again. It's a beauty, isn't it? Not much further to walk, just to the top of the hill there, and that'll be us for the day. What on earth is this? Just as we come round to the hill, we've got a funky house on the side, and then there's this massive tunnel. I wonder where that goes, eh? Interesting.
I would assume that's like public utilities and stuff, right?
Steps, 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 every time. Ah, this place just keeps getting better. And here's the wee viewpoint, which I guess at one stage would have been a military defence, protecting the bay. Let's go and have a look.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's really cool. I love how they've kept it, you know, the way it's been for hundreds and hundreds of years, but then they just kind of, you know, they added steps in some places or guardrails, that kind of thing, so that people can, you know, get out and look at it all. And without, they could have just, you know, guarded it off with railing and stuff so that people couldn't really easily get to these viewpoints. Instead, they made it more of a like an observation area. It's really cool. I'm really surprised at how scarce it is with people. There's, I mean, with America, you have what is it? We're 19 times the land, but five or six times the population, 6 times the population. So basically, your density is 3 times that of ours, but there's hardly anybody like around this town. I assume it's just the time of year. But I would have expected at least other people walking around looking at the stuff like he is. See, this is much better than a tourist trap. I'd much rather, you know, have a part-time home or whatever apartment in a place like this where you just relax and you can literally hear the water crashing up against the rocks and everything. That's, I mean, that's really amazing. What's the cost of living like here? Anybody know? Let me know.
From whichever side you view this place, it is just absolutely beautiful. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put this down as one of Spain's hidden gems. Hidden to us foreigners anyway, because I'm sure every Spanish person is aware of Llanes, the little town between the sea and the mountain. We've still got a wee bit of time, so let's go for a wander along the coast a bit further. Just what I need, a wee seat.
There's just a chair sitting on the middle of nowhere. That's interesting.
Paradise. Damn, I don't have a euro coin. Always carry change. This coastal path just seems to go on forever. I'm trying to work out in my head how much further we can go without missing the train back. I think we can push on a bit more.
Wow.
Wow, okay, that's a big drop.
Where is he going?
Oh, this is a tight squeeze. I'm not even joking, I can just about make it. Oh, I tell you what, this weather. Spain in March, eh? I'm not going to lie, it's a bit on the windy side up here and I'm not sure how much of this you can make out. But this has to be some of the best landscape scenery I've seen anywhere in the world. DPMT M266, is that mile 266? I wonder if these are part of the trail, but they look a bit more official than that. Well folks, I think that's about as far as we're going to get today, so I'm going to head back along the coast, into town and down to the railway station. And as much as I love Santander, it's been so nice to get out the city today. In fact, I might even come back tomorrow. Alicia's been surfing today, but I think she needs to see this place. I'm sure she'd like it, wouldn't she? So there we go, folks, that was Llanes. Quite a cool little place, wasn't it? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm off now to the railway station, where I will continue last week's video. It's all very confusing, isn't it? Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. What a beautiful old house.
Wow. Wow.
But the one next to it looks a bit haunted. Oh yeah, my mission to get Alicia back here the next day. Well, it worked. See, she's here. And yes, of course she loved it, and I got the chance to do it all again, which was an absolute pleasure. We even managed to push on a bit further to a beautiful, secluded and deserted beach. Thanks again so much for coming along with me, or should I say us, on this wee Spanish North Coast adventure. There's so much more to see on Spain's best coastline, and I'm sure we'll be back. But for now, gracias y hasta pronto.
10 euros for calamari and a beer. That's pretty cheap. Well, guys, what do you think? Beautiful place. I mean, it really looks like a beautiful place. Laid back, no hustle and bustle. Beautiful. There's a link down in the description to the original video. Go check out his channel. I think I'm going to check out some more of his stuff. Seems like a guy on a mission, and love the videography. It seems like he's just exploring the world. So go check him out, give him some love, and again, I just want to thank you guys. We got to 1,000 subscribers. That was our first major goal, and we'll just keep going from there. Let's go for 2,000. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out. This channel was started based on the fact that my wife and I plan on doing a lot of traveling when we go into retirement, as we go into soft retirement and then full retirement. Long story short, her parents wanted to do traveling, and they waited too long, and they just didn't get a chance to see all the places they wanted before their health deteriorated. And I'm not going to let that happen to my wife. She's going to see what she wants to see, one way or the other. So we're starting off in the UK, and then kind of going from there. Right now we've got England, Ireland, Scotland, Germany, Italy, and Spain are kind of our first go-tos. So if you get any good videos, put them down in the description. Let me know. Basically, we just started the channel to try to learn as much as we could, or figure out where we wanted to go and how to adapt to the culture. That's about it. So, can't thank you guys enough. Keep the comments coming. I learn something every day, and you're helping other people too. A lot of other people are learning things. Even when you guys talk to each other, you know, about your own politics and stuff, it still gives me insight on what's going on, you know, halfway across the world. So, I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.